Liverpool's next fixture in the Premier League is against Aston Villa, and it's high time that we start winning. Welcome back to my channel, The Marching Reds. मैं हूं अमन चीमा. इस वीडियो में I am going to preview the game between Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League, going to be played at Anfield, and it's the two contrasting teams that are going to meet in terms of form, in terms of performances, in terms of underlying data and everything. And लिवरपूल की perspective से मैं बात करूं, it's a massive week coming up, but the only way we can counter it is that we win against Aston Villa starting at home. So let's start right away. Liverpool has lost another game in the Carabao Cup, and that just means that we are out of that tournament. Now we've got only three tournaments to fight for, and the next game is in the Premier League against Aston Villa. And looking at our recent form and recent performances, it's not a healthy sign. We've lost 6 games in 7, and it's 4 losses in a row in the Premier League. And bilkul opposite Aston Villa, who did not start well. I mean, they were playing well, but the results were not coming their way. And यहाँ पे उल्टा केस था जहाँ पे performances ऊपर नीचे थी but results आ रहे थे. And in the last 4 games, Aston Villa has been on a winning streak. So it's like losing streak versus winning streak playing against each other. And would I have liked this fixture played a little earlier? Yes. And the fact that they are high in terms of their confidence and their squad, uh, and we are at the polar opposite end of it, it's going to be a tough game for the Reds. And given the fact it's at Anfield, let's make it count. So squad की बात करेंगे, playing 11 की बात करेंगे. uh, Alexander Isak and Curtis Jones are 99.9% out, if I have to quote Arne Slot. And Allison is out for a few more weeks, although he was pictured back in training, so that was good. Frimpong, with his hamstring injury against Frankfurt, is also out. And Gravenberg has trained with the team. It would be interesting to see whether he is fully match fit, whether he starts for us or not, or whether he would be coming onto the pitch as a substitute. So playing 11 की बात करेंगे, थोड़ा सा expected lines पे ही होगा, barring a few changes here or there. Uh, in goal has to be Gorgi Mamadashvili. Uh, most people have not been convinced with his performances, but to me, he's looked decent enough. Although when the ball is at his feet, he could be a little better in his distribution, but saves me, he's looked decent. And yeah, that is just another element जहाँ पे where I think he can work on, but he definitely starts for me in this game. Back four क्या होगा? Like we have to remember that apart from 2 to 3 players, all the other players who were rested in midweek. It was Robertson, Kirkes, and McAllister who were like sort of the big players, and Chiesa, if I can say so, who were a part of the match day squad against Crystal Palace. And all the other players were not even named on the bench, so they should have at least gotten decent amount of rest and decent amount of time on the training ground. And this should be the perfect time जहाँ पे हम लोग थोड़ा सा better होना शुरू हो जाए. तो Mohamed Arshvili in goal, back line में Connor Bradley starts for me, and I would like to see Calvin Ramsey, who started as the right wing back against Crystal Palace, being at least named in the substitutes list because he looked lively, and he could be another option that we can turn to rather than Dominic Soboslai filling in that role. So Bradley in the right back position, centre back pairing में it's going to be Konate and Virgil van Dijk, and left back पे Crystal Palace के खिलाफ I thought Robertson would play the whole 90 minutes with Kirkes not starting the game. But what we saw, Robertson started the game, captained the game, was brought off early, and Kirkes played the whole 90 minutes or like close to that. And so for me, Robertson should start this game instead of Kirkes, and maybe we can get him on later in the match. So Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson in the midfield. let's say Gravenberg is fit. So I would love to start a Gravenberg, Soboslai, and Florian Wirtz midfield because भले वो 4-2-3-1 खिलाए slot या फिर 4-3-3 मैं हमेशा like इसको midfield like not midfield but like midfield की तरह approach करता हूँ and then the attackers के बारे में बाद में बात करूंगा. So Gravenberg, Soboslai, and Florian Wirtz. Agar Gravenberg is not that fit, McAllister got a 60-70 minute, I think 60-65 minutes against Crystal Palace, so that uski match fitness super aa jaye. He can also start, and maybe Gravenberg can come on later. But if Gravenberg is fit enough to start, he should start because we need him in that role. And the attack picks itself up. It has to be Cody Gakpo on the left wing, uh, Hugo Ekitike as the number 9 position, and Mohamed Salah on the right wing. It would be interesting to see like जब हमारे पास possession होएगी कि क्या हम लोग 3-2-5 sort of a formation खिलाएंगे या फिर 3-3-4 खिलाएंगे depending on like how Aston Villa is starting because I think वो भी 4-2-3-1 ही खिलाएंगे with Watkins up top, Rogers just behind it, Jadon Sancho on the other side, and I think McGinn दूसरी तरफ होगा but like we'll have to see because Unai Emery जितना मर्जी आप उसको कह लो he is one of those astute managers जो कि definitely he would have a trick up his sleeve and Harvey Elliott हमने उनको दे दिया है maybe he could have been the perfect player for us in this difficult time but it is what it is and I'm just happy for him that he was able to find a club जहाँ पे he could get more playing time uh, so yeah उसी के साथ साथ एस्टन विला एक ऐसी टीम है जो कि ज्यादा लॉन्ग बॉल्स नहीं खेलती है एक ऐसी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जिसके खिलाफ हम लोग काफी स्ट्रगल करते हैं तो आई मीन आई वोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड इफ लाइक यू नो उनाई एमरी ने देखा होगा कि लाइक हम लोग यूनाइटेड के खिलाफ कैसे हारे ब्रेंटफोर्ड के खिलाफ कैसे हारे इनफैक्ट वो भी बोल रहा होगा कि गाइस ठीक है बिल्ड अप तो अपना ठीक है पर आप लोग यू नो लॉन्ग बॉल्स के लिए ही जाओ सो that would be an interesting battle to watch out for and another thing that would be of much more significance is who scores the first goal because I don't want to be chasing the game again. And we saw against Frankfurt, although they scored first, but like as soon as we got those goals back at halftime, when we were in the lead, we could see how we can control the game. So let's get that goal in early, maybe double the lead also, and थोड़ा सा एक अच्छी पोजीशन में आ जाओ ताकि we can sort of come back to our normal playing style of being calm, being in control, and being dominant. And then Anfield is another factor. Like we've lost two on the bounce at our home, and this is the game जहाँ पे अगर हम लोग जीत जाते हैं, especially with the Anfield being at its best, it could be that perfect setup for Real Madrid home and Man City away. टेबल की बात करूं आर्सेनल तो ऐसे लग रहा है कि बहुत दूर है और लाइक आई थिंक वी आर सिक्स्थ इन द लीग एंड एस्टन विला इज जस्ट बिहाइंड अस आई मीन जितना मेरे को याद है यूनाइटेड हमारे ऊपर आ गई है सो इट्स लाइक शॉकिंग टाइम्स बट लाइक ठीक है इट इज व्हाट इट इज द पॉइंट इज टू गेट इन अ गुड परफॉर्मेंस द पॉइंट इज टू गेट अ गुड रिजल्ट अ पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट एंड रादर देन बस जैसे मर्जी करके जीत जाओ नहीं अगर आपने पूरे अपने स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर्स को अपने main players को rest दिया है in the midweek, they should be taking up more responsibility, they should be taking up more accountability and turning up in the big game. Am I expecting goals from Salah, Ekitike and Gakpo? In a way, yes. In a way, no. I just want a good overall performance. Ibrahim Konate, he has to be right on point. Virgil van Dijk, he has to marshal his troops in the way that we've known him to do so, not just like blaming लेट्स से इफ कोके स्टार्ट्स बिकॉज इसके बारे में मैंने पहले भी बात करी है वो काफी इंस्ट्रक्शंस को देते हुए दिखा है एंड आई एम personally not a big fan of it because you don't want to display the fact that you are not overly happy with your left back. So that is why I feel Robertson would start in that game. But let's get back to being our best. And if we go with the same 11 that I am sort of predicting, it would only be Mamadashvili, Wirtz, and Hugo Ekitike, who would be the new signings if you look at the last season's most played 11. and familiarity should be another element जहाँ पे we would be getting our confidence back because we know how Robertson would play, we know how Connor Bradley would play. So there are a lot of elements that need to work for us, and it's like I'm looking for positivity here or there because recent performances and recent results have not given me anything to look up to. अब तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि फ्रैंकफर्ट का जो रिजल्ट था दैट वाज एन आउटलायर, but the only way we can make sure that it is not an outlier is by getting a victory against uh, Aston Villa. And yeah, it's a big week coming up, and I am all excited. Although against Crystal Palace, ठीक है हम लोग हार गए थे, but there were definitely good signs. भले वो पहले 20, 25, 30 मिनट के ही हो, but the fact that Arne Slot is not hesitant to change stuff up, to change players, to change even the formation, just gives me an indication or inclination that he is comfortable switching things up. He's not overawed by the fact that what is being talked about in the media, what are the narratives, like whether his job is on the line or not. I mean, headlines के लिए ये काफी attractive news है. To get all those eyeballs काफी attractive है, but we need to calm down and we need to look things with context. We need to look things with perspective. And as soon as these results start coming in, backed with the performances, you'll see these people eating their words up. So my urge to Liverpool fans would be uh, tune in into this game, wear your jerseys, and make sure till that last moment we support our team, and especially those fans who are turning up at Anfield. Irrespective of the result, irrespective of the performance, there will be time where the team will be counting on you. So just make sure that you are there, ever present like you are. Recently you weren't there, like if I can say that, like against United or Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace के time पे तो बारिश आ गई थी थोड़ी सी, so you, I could understand you guys leaving your seats and maybe going towards a more protected area, but against Aston Villa you have to be right up there. Let's set the atmosphere ablaze and let's start this set of 3 games in 8 days in the best way possible. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section below on how you think Arne Slot should approach this game. And if you've liked this video, let me know by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And hopefully, I see you in the next one with a victory. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Till then, take care.